Good evening, Jamestown. It is a lovely Monday, October 26th, and I am Nick Meehan with your JCTV Nightly News Update. A Jamestown youth retreat was rudely awakened to carbon monoxide poisoning Friday morning. People were transported to Hennepin County Medical Center in Minneapolis following their exposure to carbon monoxide at the First Congregational United Church of Christ, according to the Jamestown Hospital spokesman, Bill Kennedy. In addition to the 5 transported to Minneapolis, Jamestown Hospital kept 3 retreat chaperones overnight for observation. Kennedy said they were released Friday and Saturday. There were a total of 29 students and 3 chaperones in the church when the pastor of the church, Reverend Susan Lester, found a few girls passed out in the basement. Fire Chief Jim Ruther told the Jamestown Sun Hat that they found carbon monoxide readings of 379 parts per million about 10 feet in the door on the main floor. He said readings of more than 50 parts per million are considered a hazard, and 3 hours in an environment with 400 parts per million is considered life-threatening. The retreat was scheduled to last until Saturday, but Lester said everyone else was sent home Friday. Lester said they are still investigating the cause of the problem and that all activities are canceled until further notice. With the swine flu spreading like wildfire, the campus is in good need of a health seminar. We'll look no further as Jamestown College's Health Communication Program will be holding the first ever 2009 Health Fair. Mark your calendars for next Tuesday, November 3rd, as several informational booths will offer health screening, pamphlets on how to avoid the swine epidemic, and of course, food and prizes. The fair will take place in the Ryland lobby from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It was a big weekend for Jimmy Athletics. Every time around this year, the leaves begin to fall and the temperature drops, and that lingering feeling, most commonly known as basketball Jones, fills the air. That's right, the 2009-2010 version of Jimmy basketball has begun. Led by 6-year head coach Mark Wiest, the Lady Jimmies took court in its home opener this past weekend at Jamestown High School. The women squared off against our Canadian neighbors, Brandon University. The women's Friday-Saturday double dip featured much promise as a couple comeback starters returned with an immediate impact. Sitting out last year due to season-ending injuries, previous all-conference players Julie Veriano and Corey Dubeck combined for 30 points as Friday's opener was won by the Jimmies 87-68. The Jimmies shot an even 50% from the field and forced an astounding 26 turnovers. Returning point guard Kelly Schuneman also added 14 points. In Saturday's matinee game, the women defeated Brandon University again, 85-58. Veriano led the Jimmies in scoring with 19 points, as the Jimmies' defense forced 26 more turnovers. The Jimmies will travel to Grand Forks Thursday and play an exhibition game against UND. But the women weren't the only basketball team getting a chance to show off some preseason talent. The men's alumni game took place, and the new-look Jimmies held off a late alumni comeback. It was a special event as new players got the opportunity to play against some of the legends that is Jimmy basketball. On the gridiron, the Jimmy football team stays hot, winning its 4th consecutive game on Saturday in Spearfish, South Dakota against Black Hills State, 38-21. The Yellow Jackets had won 5 of the previous 6 games in the series, but this one belonged to the Jimmies. The scoring began with an early and often tempo as both teams threw punches like it was a heavyweight fight. But as the weather got harder, so did the Jimmies' defense, as junior safety Dustin Urbase regulated like Troy Polamalu with 2 picks, a blocked field goal, a tackle for a loss, and a couple of key pass breakups. The offense also had several highlights, with Texas native receiver Max Bowe bringing in a couple touchdowns and running back Lance Johansson showing off his arm with a 31-yard touchdown pass to Matt Wilson. The Jimmies moved to 4-2 in conference play and will take on rival Valley City State College this Halloween in Valley. For the World's game, both soccer teams kicked it around for a couple games here in Jamestown. The women won 2-0 against Central Christian College of Kansas. Megan Franco and Sierra Hayes each contributed a goal in the victory. Hayes, a junior from Washington, scored her first ever goal in the match. Unfortunately, with every sweet, there's a little sour. The luck didn't run the men's way on Saturday as the University of Mary defeated the Jimmies 1-5. The women's squad has a 50-50 shot right now of making the playoffs. Despite having a 3-11-2 record, the Jimmies hold enough longo points to find life in the postseason. Envision the world of collegiate soccer like the system of football's BCS, where strength of schedule, away games, and opponent's record figure into the equation. The cross-country teams also went for a nice run this weekend, highlighted by Katie Conlon's impressive third consecutive victory. The women's team finished 4th out of the 18-team field at Mount Marty Invitational in Yankton, South Dakota. Conlon crushed the competition, blowing away the second-place finisher by 14 seconds. Veteran runner Alyssa Bossler also added her career best on the day. The men were led by J.J. Korber and finished 14th out of the 18th team field. And just when you thought we forgot, Jamestown College is home to the hottest volleyball team in the country, as the ladies played for their 10th and 11th straight victories over South Dakota Mines and Black Hills State. Allie Edwards led the way on Friday night for the Jimmies as the women coasted to its 10th sweep in a row. However, Saturday's game proved to be the most intriguing, as a Jamestown victory clinched a share of the conference championship for the 2009 regular season. Dropping the first set, the Jimmies bounced back and took the next 3 and celebrated the team's 7th straight victory on an opponent's court. The women have 3 conference matches remaining, all at home, including Friday night showdown against Dickinson State. See you there. Today was another beautiful North Dakota fall day with the sun and a high of 52 degrees. Tonight will cool off with a low of 35. Tuesday is looking good as well with a bit cloud cover, but temperatures will be in the low 50s. The rest of the week may bring us rain, so enjoy the sun while it is here to stay. Thank you, Jamestown. For JCTV, I am Nick Meehan, connecting the campus with the community.